Hi everybody, thank you for joining me for another live stream. It's really hot today. It's like pushing 30 degrees. So if you can hear the fan in the background, I'm sorry, we need to try and cool it down. And I have the window shut because we're hoping to get some of the birds out later like we normally do. So we're trying not to melt, but it is very warm. Hopefully next week it's going to get a little bit cooler, which will be very blissful. But yeah, thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to be completely honest because that's what we do on the channel. I was struggling with doing this live stream today. I'm having a really bad mental health situation at the moment. So I'm putting on a brave face and we're here anyway. So hopefully we can have lots of fun and silliness with the birds like we normally do. And I'm sure lots of chaos. I mean, Louis is just about to go to sleep and he loves to chat when he sleeps. So I'm sure it's going to get noisy soon. Thank you for the virtual hugs, guys. So I thought I would start usually with the updates and things that have been going on. David is right next to me. He's going to be sort of manning the chat. So if you guys have any questions, we'll be doing, the usual kind of Q&A and everything like that. So do drop your questions anytime and we'll kind of dip in and out, won't we, if I'm rambling, and you can just interrupt me for questions. But yeah, hello everyone who's joining, and also special mentions to patrons and YouTube channel members as well. Thank you so much for being here today. Right, so some updates that we have going on. The first one is, you may have seen that we released some new design. Well, somebody interrupted me. No, Joe, that's you're so naughty, Joe. You did that for David as well. I'm not. You don't have to do it. I'm just really glad that you're here. You're so sweet, and thank you very much for your generosity. You throw me off now. What was I talking about? Merch. Thank you very much, Joe. It's very kind of you. Yeah, merch. So yeah, we've got some new. Yeah, Joe's in the naughty club already. We've got some new merch. We've got some lovely designs done by our friend Sarah. And I'm probably going to be our store's best customer because I love all of the designs. And I'm not just saying that to try and sell it to you. We backed and forth and deliberated lots because we wanted to get them just right. Louis. So they're on our Redbubble store and you can check them out if you want to. They come in lots of different products and it's available globally as well, which is really cool. You're naughty as well. Thank you very much for that. That's very sweet of you, and you don't need to do that because you're already very generous, so thank you very much. I don't want to say real name because we all have our own usernames, but thank you very much for your generosity. It's very kind of you, and I like the little emoji that comes with it.
Like flying?
It's like a flying peanut.
It's got a little tail.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Redbubble store. The link's usually in my little YouTube on the homepage or on my link tree on Instagram. And all the profits or anything like that just go straight to the birds because that's all I spend my money on. I'm going to interrupt myself now to have a look at the questions. Do cockatiels mellow out and calm down as they get older? Technically, yes. I mean, our boys, when they were little chicks, they were very chaotic, always messing around and singing and stuff. They have definitely mellowed out. They're like 4.5 now, so definitely a bit more chill, but obviously during different times of the year, especially in summer and hormone season, they can be a bit more excitable. Okay, we've established it's a pair. We're going to go with it's a pair, the lovely little emoji from there. Thank you very much. Are Charlie and Olive in their cage right now? So yeah, spoiler alert, patrons are going to get the update very soon. We're just slightly delayed on the filming aspect of it, but Olive and Charlie are now living together. I will show you a little cheeky spoiler. Ta-da!
They already know.
I mean, yeah, we've kind of.
You just haven't showed them.
Yeah, we haven't really showed them, but there they are. They're in their cage. If anyone's wondering why there's a seagrass mat on the side, we think that Louis may have been a little bit stressed by suddenly a giant cage next to them with Charlie, who liked to kind of peer out and just stare at him all night. So we put that there just as a little visual barrier. And it seems to have kind of chilled everybody out. So that's working really well. And they can still chew the seagrass through the bars. So it almost makes the enrichment a little bit more complex. So I think that's a very cool thing. But yeah, we've got some updates on how that's going. And you guys will see that on Patreon soon. Because there's a lot to say there. It's all very exciting. So that's what's been going on. Well, Sean, thank you very much for joining us here today and being new to the channel. And I love the name Sunny for a sun conure. Very cool. Imagine your little Lou and you look over to see Charlie. Yeah,
Try his little glowing eye. In the
yeah.
night.
So I obviously have that Pet Cam. I was very kindly sponsored by Pet Cam recently. Pet Cube, sorry. I have the Pet Cube Pet Cam. I can't get my words out today. That's what I'm talking about. And we have this Pet Cam that has night vision. So obviously we've been spying on them when we put them together overnight, because the first kind of couple of nights are always kind of stressful just to make sure that they settle okay. And it's just funny seeing them like when they're awake in the dark and they're just glowing eyes like that. I'm sure Lou was just like, why is this big glowing eyes just peering at me? Which is funny. But now that we put that, yeah, exactly. He's chatting away now. Now we put that seagrass bat up, he's definitely more chill with the situation, and as well with Olive and Charlie kind of settling on different sleeping perches. We have another question, don't we?
It's from Dawn. Do you want me to read it?
I was just going to reply. Who else saw David's mock video? Yeah, David did an amazing video recently, kind of poking fun at some of the social media and influencer things that we see online that drive us crazy. So if you haven't seen that yet, there's a new influencer in town called the Cocktail Tutor.
Yeah, do you mind if I
yeah, no,
link it?
please
Do I
link it in the
Cocktail
chat,
Tutor?
because we had a lot of fun making that silly video, and you guys need to let David know what you think and if you want a part 2 or outtakes, because it was quite amusing to
We
film.
can't do outtakes because you told me I wasn't allowed to
Okay,
use it,
yeah.
so they're gone. They got deleted.
I have to rein David in because sometimes he gets a bit
Yeah,
overexcited.
I'm not as I'm not very PC out off the screen, off the camera. I'm quite non-PC, so on screen I'm very PC because people deserve respect. But in my own personal time, I know Sophie's there to vet me, stop me from going too far.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There were some budgies, not real budgies, but the fluffy budgie flying through the room into the wall and stuff like that. And I was like, that is not appropriate for YouTube. People are gonna be triggered and sensitive to it.
Yeah,
so,
I don't want to make people upset.
We're just having a laugh, and we're just poking fun at some of the things that we see on social media, even ourselves, just poking fun at ourselves, because that's just the way it is. I've totally lost control of the chat in this. So have I missed any questions?
So there is a question from Dawn. My green cheeks male and female don't care for each other. She just avoids them. Can I put them together in an outside cage? But I'm not quite sure what outside cage means in this context. It might be worth clarifying.
Yeah, clarify what outside cage is. But I would say try and do some work on like active bonding with them, maybe, because we always say you can achieve tolerance over time of 2 birds. But if you continue to do bonding practices and training and things like that, you may find that actually they may enjoy each other's company and be comfortable in each other's personal space. Now, obviously, it depends on the size of the cage. If I put them in a smaller or medium-sized cage, they may be a bit fussy. But in some of the bigger style cages, like especially the ones like that one, they may get on okay. But again, it really depends on your individual bird. But we also say to make sure that you have spare cages and things if you are going to do that, just to make sure there's no squabbling, and watch them closely too.
I think that's the only question, specific question. Most people, you just got people talking about my video.
Joe loves the jump takes. So you like your silliness and just jumping around. The birds are like, what on earth is he doing?
That's what, and also I wouldn't have our actual birds out for it, because I wouldn't want to scare them or actually like make anyone think it was in any way serious.
Yeah, exactly.
It had to be fake
Stink
birds.
and stank.
Yeah.
It had to be the fake birds.
Carry the target training. Just sorry. So take over.
Do you want to just come on camera? Here he is.
The bit that I was mocking there is all these TikToks where people are just dancing constantly. It just doesn't really achieve anything. So
yeah, everyone loves it. I mean, we just had so much fun filming it, and it's a little bit different. A lot of people don't always get to see David's humorous side, although you will see it in some of the other videos that he's done. Which ones did we have? It was like, what is it?
All the old ones, like
was it like when your bird is in the cage?
What's it like coming home for the first time? That sort of
there's
thing.
definitely some humor trickled around, but that was a bit kind of out there and unexpected
I
for a lot of people.
just got annoyed and went to channel it in a positive way rather than whinging and sniping. I thought I'd try and do something a bit different to channel that annoyance, and that's what came out of it.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's not necessarily my style. I mean, obviously I have a sense of humor, but I'm not one to prance around like that. Maybe there'll be a joint influencer. Maybe it'll be like a double trouble team one day. I need to get myself a cap and some. The what?
I was like, do something with Buggy.
Don't say anything inappropriate on my
channel. No, like
the budgie smuggler.
The buggy, no, not budgie. The buggy smuggler.
You keep coming in and out. Do you want to just be here? There he is. What are you?
I think you got this for me. You got this for me, didn't you? No, or did I buy it myself?
I'm not sure.
We got it from Amazon. It was good. It's cute.
My fave. Captain Levi on today. Exactly, Louis. So I don't know what's going on in the chat because I have David Higgs. My eyes are really sore today, so he's just like telling me.
Well, I'm kind of generally here at most of these anyway.
Yeah, Stink and Stank. Everybody loves Stink and Stank. Maybe there'll be more Fluffy Flock members added to the silly videos. Maybe I'll take part. I don't know. It's very silly, but it's all a bit of fun, and we all need a bit of light-hearted entertainment and to just take the mick out of ourselves sometimes. So
yeah, I should do one parody myself.
I'm glad you guys are enjoying it and watching it over and over again. There's so much love for the video. RM, love you both. Will you include the flock in your wedding? So if you guys didn't know, we are engaged. I don't wear my ring because a couple of reasons.
She wants to keep her options open.
Yeah, just in case. No, I don't wear it for two reasons. Firstly, because the birds just chew it, and I don't want them chewing that. It's not appropriate. Secondly, when we got engaged, the ring was too small, and then I got it resized, and then I lost a load of weight, and then the ring was too big, and I was like, I'm just gonna enjoy it looking at it instead and just wear it on special occasions and stuff. So we're engaged. Are the flock going to be included in the wedding? I don't even know what we're doing for the wedding yet because everything is so expensive right now. Who knows when that's going to happen? We have all kinds of ideas of things that would be nice and fun when we can eventually do it. But I think having them involved would just stress me out massively. As we kind of already established, I'm a very anxious person, and I will just spend the entire day just being like, what are the birds doing? Are they okay? Do they need any water? So maybe like something like little artwork or something, or I don't know. Who knows? If anyone's got any ideas, let me know.
I'm terrified. They have their own flight cages inside. The outside cage is a little smaller. I like them to have to share a cage when I work outside. Well, it's just like what you said, really. Bonding work. Yeah, exactly. So do some bonding work, and obviously it depends on the size of the cage that you're speaking about, but you can trial it. If it doesn't work, then you'll know it doesn't work. Or you could just look at different options or just have them in separate spaces. But sometimes it is a case of trial and error and just really watching them very closely so that you know that they're going to be okay. Yeah. I don't think there's been any questions. I suppose it's always like this, you start off with a question.
Just a quick one on, I know David's given you guys a link to the merch. I've still got a whole list of stuff to talk about, but each individual bird has their own design. We have like the little pairings and the little love hearts. We've got the whole flock together. We've got some designs coming up for festive times later in the year. And if anyone's got any other ideas, then let us know. But we really love it, and I need to actually just get all the stuff because it's all really cute. Get married at Bird World. I mean, that would be kind of cool, but I think it'd be probably extortionate. I did actually inquire a while back with London Zoo, I think it was. Yeah. And I did like teeny tiny wedding, like nobody there, like that kind of stuff. And I think it's about the basic minimum package with a few people is like 10 grand. It's like, no, thank you. I'd rather go to Costa Rica for 10 grand, twice over, 3 times over. So yeah, it's one of those things where, it's a very special day, but if you're spending that much money, like I'd rather have like a full experience of like a proper wildlife holiday or something. I don't know what David thinks. Do you have any thoughts, feelings? Do you want to come?
I reckon
it's our wedding after all.
It's a Polish tradition. Polish or Turkish tradition. So people turn up and they give you money, they throw money at you, then they leave. I think that's the best tradition, really.
Okay, I mean, no.
Sorry, I look a bit dishevelled, by the way. I wasn't expected to be on camera, so like I'm just all over the place, kind of. Really. Like a slob, basically.
That's my look. That's my aesthetic. So it's fine for the channel.
You've got some questions as well. Should we do that?
Should we do some questions and then we can actually get on to some of my other notes? I mean, yeah, let's go for it.
What is the first? So Peggy. So what is the first meal of the day and when for the cockatiels?
First meal of the day and when. So I usually do all the breakfast stuff unless I'm not here because I'm dog sitting or whatever. And it is usually about 8 o'clock. And they pretty much have a variety of vegetables in their chop. They'll have 1 to 2 small pieces of fruit, depends what we've got in, some soaked nuts if that's what I've prepared, and then either soaked or sprouted seeds, grains, and legumes. The chop normally lasts for about 5 to 7 days. It really depends. Since a certain thing happened in the UK, the quality of vegetables is not as it was. So I find that my chop goes off a bit quicker. And I've also started to keep some of the more water-based vegetables like corn and peppers and stuff like that out of the chop and just doing them separately because I find that spoils it more. And then, yeah, that's basically what they have for breakfast.
Dawn. Small. What do you do with old toys?
Old toys. I mean, if they're still good, then I'll always try and salvage toy parts from toys, and then you can put them in like little toy boxes. Like the 2 big cages, they have toy boxes. We did try it with Pickles and Scampi, and Pickles was a bit confused. And Chip and Fish just have their toys on the floor, like toy parts. But yeah, I always try and salvage them, make new toys out of them, that kind of thing. Unless, of course, they've been pooped on, or they're just like a chip of wood, and they just go in the bin.
Do you want more?
Yeah.
So, Ferret Grandma, is it normal for birds to squabble here and there while they get to know each other, even after they were just flying and playing? I'm not sure they like each other or not.
Yes. Even Pickles and Scampi, you know, they're soulmates. They still have a scrap. It's mostly Pickles because she wears the trousers in the relationship. But it is normal for them to have a little scrap now and again. But we always say only really to intervene if they're going for each other's faces or their feet. If they're just having a scrap or a beak bash or anything like that, then it's better to just let them do it, because you want them to be able to set boundaries for each other and that kind of thing. You don't want to always intervene, because you're not always going to be there to intervene, and you want them to be able to tell each other no on what they're okay with and what they're not. So we only intervene if it's going to be something that could potentially cause injury. So yeah. Any else?
Shen, immediately afterwards. Hi, Sophie. I just bought a new conure. It's conure. I don't know if that's a typo.
It's conure, yeah.
Any starter tips I've not included in your videos, or David? So basically, any extra starter tips we don't have in our videos.
Allow your bird to say no. We've kind of sort of touched upon that in different things, but that's something that not everybody realizes is okay. If your bird says no to you for whatever reason, that's great, because they're communicating that they're not happy. You know, if they give you the maw, like give you the beak without actually biting you, that's them telling you they're not comfortable with something. And then you can be like, okay, that's cool. Why not? You know, what's going on? Is there no treat motivation? Are they just uncomfortable with the situation? Have you got new nail polish on, or rings, or, you know, there's lots of different things. But I think allowing them to say no, and also allowing them to fail. So a good example of this is target training. If you try and target train your bird and they bite down on the stick, take the stick away, wait 3 to 5 seconds, and then ask them again. So what you've taught them there is when they bite down, they don't get a treat. But when they do targeting properly, where they're nice and gentle, then they do get a treat. So those are 2 really important points, because you can make a lot of progress in training by allowing those sorts of things.
Carrie's next question.
Yeah.
Regarding molting, besides giving extra protein, leaving extra quiet time, is there anything else I can do to support my cockatiel? He's been so quiet and sleepy the past 2 days.
Yeah, so I kind of freaked out when Chip started his molt a little while back, and I think you did maybe a little bit as well.
Don't forget Fish's weight as well.
Yeah, I'll talk about that as well. But Chip was very, very tired at the start of his molt because he had a really harsh start, and he was just sleeping a lot. And obviously, normally that is a sign of illness. But we, again, took the emotions out of it and reassessed it and stuff like that. And it was because he was having a harsh molt. So just allowing them to rest, you know, not insisting that they have to come and interact with you. If they want to just chill out and rest, that's fine, because that's what they need. It is very taxing on the body to molt, especially when it is quite a harsh molt. The protein, as you mentioned, is good. If they will allow you to help preening, that's awesome. Try to bathe them a little more if they're willing. You got any other tips that you want to add?
Mostly those ones.
Yeah.
So you talk about Fish's weight as well. I think I mentioned it in my live stream.
Do you want to talk about it?
No, you do. It's your live stream, not mine.
Well, we're kind of doing it together now, aren't we? So just before Fish's molt, he put on so much weight, and I was like, what is going on? We haven't changed like the food or anything. It was really weird, and he was such a big boss man, like the highest weight he's had, and he was still active and stuff like that. So we were a bit like, what on earth is going on? But just after we were sort of really being mindful about it, again, he started a really harsh molt, and then all of that weight kind of dropped off as he was using up those kind of fat reserves and energy sources in order to kind of fuel his molt. So that's something to bear in mind. You may not realize that sometimes birds can actually put on quite a bit of weight just before molting. So it's always good to weigh your birds regularly anyway, but that's something that's quite interesting that we've observed that we didn't necessarily know before, because we're always learning. So I thought that was interesting.
All the questions flying in.
Blimey, I haven't even done my update list. We'll have to, keep coming in. I want to talk to you guys. Yeah, of course.
So, where would you recommend adopting a parrot?
So I'm actually going to be doing a video on, like, I don't know what I'm going to call it, like where to get a parrot from, that kind of thing. We've said this before in various videos, like we are pro ethical breeder. If you want to go down the breeder route, we're not against that as long as you go for an ethical breeder, preferably parent raised, not hand raised. one where you can see the parents, you can see they've got amazing conditions, loved, and an ethical breeder will tell you absolutely everything that you could possibly want to know about these birds that they're looking after. You have got things like selling sites like Gumtree, Craigslist, Pets for Homes. I would probably recommend steering clear of those if you are able to, because you don't know what you're going to get, and there's a lot of scams on there, a lot of birds that are maybe not very well on there that they're trying to shift on. So I'd probably stay away from those. And then you can go down the rescue route, and not all rescues are created equal. There are a lot of them these days who are not always in it for the birds, which is really sad because we promote rescues. There are so many in rescues. And there are also some that kind of want you to have like this weird subscription service in order to keep your bird, and the bird never truly belongs to you. It always belongs to the rescue. So if you're ever doing any research into getting a bird from a rescue, really look at the sort of T's and C's and contracts, because it's a bit weird, and I'm not for that, because you'd think that rescues would be wanting to move these birds into homes and make it as easy as possible, because there are so many of them, and yet there's always quite a lot of barriers in one way or another. So it's a whole rant, but I mean that's part of the video. So where'd you get one from? There's lots of places. It really depends what you want, where you are, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Any others?
I mean, it's still coming in loads of questions. Where are we? So, Adara, not a question, but I rearranged a girl's cage last night, and they've having a blast exploring. It's so cute. Like on new order. It is great when you rearrange it, they sort of like start exploring and enjoying it. Like Sophie put this giant log of a perch. You can see it in the background.
That giant thing.
And they hated it initially, didn't they? And then now they're on it and chewing it and loving it.
Yeah, they play on it. It's like ribbon wood, I think it is, and they're shredding the bark. They've also we've changed out, and I can't remember which way to move. We've changed out. We've taken out the sisal and left one and moved things around. Pickles and Scampi recently had a rejig. I guess maybe I'll just interject here to show you a couple of toys. So I got them just by my foot, and I want to kind of show you, because I got some new toys for the birds, and I thought it would be fun to show you. This one's not really that new because I've shown it on my channel before, but this is from Northern Parrots, but I keep buying it again and again because all of the birds love it. And it's by Super Bird Creations, and it is Solar Surprise. And you've got solar wood, you've got balsa, little corn bits, and mahogany pods as well, and little slats of like flower wood there. And this is such a hit with the birds. Like, again, this isn't sponsored, but I can't stop buying these because they love them. So if you're in the UK, Northern Parrots has these, but Super Bird Creations is a US brand, so you can get them over there as well. And then all the other bits are from the Natural Bird Product Company, which is up in Scotland, because we got Olive and Charlie a long custom birchwood perch that's like full length for the cage, like chip and fish have. You did it the wrong way there, because it works better for them, and put it in today, and it's going really well. Charlie gave it a little kiss before he stepped up onto it. Olive's slamming a bowl. So yeah, we got that from them because they do amazing custom perches, so highly recommend them. But we got loads of these balsa style toys. We've got like kind of crinkly paper straws, loads of balsa. We've got ones with finger traps that I've already put in the cage, and crinkle paper. And these toys are all handmade. The dies are obviously all bird safe, and I really love these, and I buy a lot from them. Then we got a whole bundle of these, which again, if you can, which one am I doing? They're on top of Chip and Fish is a cage. They always have a little toy up there, and when the birds have a bath, they always love to go up there and shred it, and I'd run out. So we've got loads of those. Then I've also got this bag, which is full of balsa bits. Again, they're great for making toys, but also having in the toy boxes that we offer. In their cages. And then finally I got another one of these big bad boys, which is on like a pine heart, and then it's so much balsa, like it's really thick with balsa. All the birds again love this. I'm not sure who I bought it for. I just bought one because I was doing an order anyway, but I just really like this because it's awesome, because it's balsa. So I wanted to show you those, so at least I've done that off my list now. But have we got any more questions?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, let's dive in.
So Joe, it's not a question again. Joe's cockatiels figured out how to fasten metal fasteners on their toys. Very smart, but not always the best.
So naughty. So I mean, if you're talking about the actual toy clips, it's probably worth having a look at my toy clip safety video for that.
Yeah, just to make sure it's safe. Yeah. Gina, have any of the flock gotten out through the access doors for water or food dishes?
Pickles did once because I accidentally left it open and it's kind of scarred me for life. Luckily, all the windows are shut and everything like that. And I'm very, very paranoid about that sort of thing. I'm always checking to make sure that's not going to happen. So before we open any of the windows, I do this like military operation check of all the doors, all the hatches and all that kind of stuff just to make sure. But I think that she came out when Chip and Fish were out, or somebody was out. It wasn't like we had the windows open or anything. So that was
Chip and Fish will try. If I leave it open,
yeah.
I hold it open, they'll try and come up. But they don't really escape. They're not too good. They're not too bad with that.
Mm-hmm. They might have to come out in a minute because they're wicking a bit. If you guys want to see Chip and Fish, let us know.
So Moonlight, how old are conures when they go through their first molt? That kind of varies, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I mean, some conures can molt really early, like a few months. Well, not a few months, but like 6 months. Some take longer. It really depends on the individual, and you can't always know exactly when they're going to start their molt. So the answer is variable.
Dawn asked what are like the most popular parrots in the UK. It's a difficult one to respond to. Basically, it depends on seasons. It depends on what fad's going on as well. Like you see a lot more. And she asked what conures you find. What sort of conures? What animals you find in rescues a lot. But it depends on the fads. Like, for example, if on TikTok there's some fad for ringnecks, you're going to see a lot more ringnecks in rescues.
Ringnecks are really big in the UK at the moment.
Yeah.
Again, because there's all these videos online of them being like, I love you, and it's adorable. And people don't realise just how difficult they are as a bird. I mean, I love them to bits, and yeah, they're not an appropriate parrot for most people who want to have a parrot.
They put them in too small a cage as well because they don't realise they think they're a small
Their
bird.
tail is like the length of their body and then some. So you have to consider that. Like, people want to put them in these Liberta Oregon flight cages, but that's like almost the whole length of them in their tail. You know, they need a big space. Crimson bellies, as we mentioned a few times, they're becoming really popular worldwide. And as much as we love them, again, we feel that they are not an appropriate parrot species for everyone because they're so challenging. Again, you can find out more about that in my Crimson bellied conure. Okay, guys, and David's.
You should watch mine first, then watch Sophie's, because mine kind of prepares you, and Sophie's goes into a lot more detail.
Basically, if you want any information, just watch our channels. Budgies are always really popular with all different kinds of people. It's really hard to say. And again, there's such a huge like macaw community in the UK as well. And because they're so prominent on social media, that feels like quite a big portion of the parrot world in the UK.
Let me read out this question. Yeah. Klaus, Carrie's already answered it a bit. Any professional tips for a good and fast cleaning routine? I only have 2 birds. It takes me ages to clean their cage and surroundings. Although I like Carrie's response to doing it a bit. Yeah,
you can definitely do it a bit. We all have our own ways of doing it. For me, I think because my trade is being an animal keeper, being a zookeeper, you have to be efficient with it. Because, you know, if I spent 2 hours cleaning one cage at like a zoo, nothing would get done. So there's different tips and tricks that you pick up along the way, making sure you got the right tools. You know, things like poop off is so good. You know, a couple of sprays of poop off on a stubborn stain will save you so much time compared to literally scrubbing it with something else. And then you obviously got your F10, which we use. And also just maintenance throughout the week. You know, we talk about spot cleaning and poo picking, but also if you notice there's a bit of mess on a perch, I'll just do a quick bit of poop off or F10 or something just to try and keep on top of it. So when it does come around to clean out day, it's not as huge of a task unless, you know, they've made a lot of mess. Be nice. Charlie just sitting on top of Olive, not in a weird way, just messing. Anything else? It's so much easier when you're here to help.
So Peggy mentioned about, you know, she'd like a Liberta Oregon, what Chip and Fish are in. I sort of mentioned our experience with it. It's much better just to have this other one, just 50 quid cheaper and so much
much cheaper, loads bigger. And we did have a bad experience on the last one that we bought that was just covered in this weird gross oil stuff, which is unfortunate because we do love the Liberta Oregon flight cages, but that experience really put us off, and we didn't want to then order another one and then have another issue. And given that this one is so much cheaper, bigger.
And also, the other great thing about it is, you know, someone mentioned in my latest cockatiel sort of case up video about the gap. With these, the gap is much tighter.
Yeah,
so if you want to do substrate, you don't need to modify
down there. There's no gap. There's no gap compared to the Liberta Oregon flight cages. No gap there for us. So that's obviously really great if you're worried about your bird trying to squeeze out. Not that they could in the other cages, but there is no gap at all where you would put the grate instead of substrate. So, and it was so easy to build, really quick.
Well,
and
easy to accept, but a lot
easier than that one. And David's actually got a video coming out of Olive and Charlie's cage building, the cage setup and stuff like that. We haven't actually finished filming it, but it will be coming out. So if you'd like to see Olive and Charlie's actual cage setup, then make sure you subscribe to the Parrot Teacher, because then you will see what it looks like.
And says my girl Pickle learned to lift the doors and get out and get a new cage. Probably sensible, although you could just pin it as well.
Yeah, you can cable tie them and stuff like that. It's obviously a risk. Again, this cage, we're not sponsored by this cage, but if you like it, again, it's in my Amazon store, but it has these like little ridges. So if you were to...
Yeah.
How rude. If you were to... if you were to lift up the little hatches, it gets caught on a point where they can't get through. And then you have to physically lift it over to lift it the whole way. So I like that feature of it because it gives you that extra safety measure, whereas the Liberta Oregon flight cage does not do that. Who is screaming? Oh my goodness. Naughty magpies outside.
I've answered our own questions about the bulbs that are lemon rice. My Layla, I think it's Layla, is molting. What are some good foods to serve while molting? Molting's coming up a few times today.
Yeah.
I need to do an updated video on that.
Yeah,
right?
David's going to do an updated molting video. We both have them currently. But just additional protein. Again, we don't want to be offering like abundance because that can lead to hormones, but additional protein as part of a diet is great, like green peas, sprouts. They can also have some boiled or scrambled plain egg once or twice a week during molting, just for that extra boost. Don't want to be doing that all year round, but during molting, that's totally okay. And yeah, just, extra sprouts and grains and stuff like that. But just, again, be mindful of your portion sizes, that they're not just getting loads and loads, because then you don't want molting and hormones, because then you're going to have a really, really grumpy bird. I think we're almost caught up.
I think you're caught up.
Right, cool. Let me talk about a couple of other things while we're caught up then. So we wanted to also talk about our nutritional enrichment course, because at long last it is in our store. So you can find it at bestbehavebirds.com/courses, I think is the URL. It's on our It's on our website, or David's going to put a link to the shop. It's £10 and it's our nutritional enrichment course that we did back in March. So if you didn't have a chance to participate, you can access the recording. If you did participate in the course back in March, you have access to the recording for free by emailing us at bestbehavebirds@gmail.com. Obviously, only people who actually have already pre-bought the course. But we really enjoyed making that because it's so much fun to offer your bird nutrition and enrichment through their diet and food. So if you'd like to check that out, it's one of many that are coming. We've got a couple coming up because we also have the Pet Parrot Gathering coming up on Saturday, the 8th of July up in Stafford. Really excited about that. Just finalising our presentations. And after that, the presentations that we offer at that, we are going to then record at home and then offer in our store for anyone who's not able to make it on the day.
I thought we're going to do it as live. I think we're going to do a one-off live as well.
Yeah, we'll do a one-off live. We'll see how we can work it, but they will end up in our store as recordings. So anyone who's obviously in other parts of the world, you will be able to see what we present. David, what's yours on? It's
basic training 101 with some extras in it.
Yep.
And yours was bonding and confidence building, wasn't it? Also, by the way, if anyone is not a Patreon or channel member, Patreon's better, basically, by the way. Just in case.
Is that what people are saying?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
If you want to sign up to Patreon, if anyone's interested, you do get discounts on these courses as well. So, we try to give a little bit extra. You do get it with some membership. I think it's only my membership that has it now.
Let me clarify.
Yeah.
So for my YouTube channel members, I just have it at the base, lowest rating. I think it's 99p, and you get all the emojis, you get a little picture next to your name. I think it's really cute, and it's a very simple way to support the channel, which I really appreciate for anyone who is a YouTube channel member. If you want more bang for your buck and you want access to extra content like videos, blog posts, updates, find out all the juicy information before everybody else does, all that kind of stuff, and discounts on courses, and then Patreon is definitely the best value for all that kind of stuff. There's loads and loads of videos on there, all kinds of things. Everybody on Patreon knew about all the new birds first. They knew about the courses first, that kind of thing. But yes, as I was saying, the Pet Parrot Gathering is coming up, and once we have been there and hopefully met some of you, it'll be really cool. If you are going to go, do let us know. We will be adding our presentations both live and as a recorded course, and mine is on gaining trust and building confidence, or building confidence and gaining trust. I don't know which way around it's going to be, but it's essentially building a confident bird and some of the techniques that we use. So I'm glad, Lemon Rice, that you find value in our Patreon. We really enjoy Patreon, and we adore all of our Patreon members. We also have an exclusive Discord server, which is like a live chat kind of forum thing for everyone who is a YouTube channel member or on Patreon. And it's a really, really nice, safe community where we can be open and know that we're not going to be judged, and we can share all the different kinds of things and get advice and share memes and all that kind of stuff. So it's a really nice little community. This whole video feels like an ad. It's not my intention. Should we talk? If any of you guys have like questions, please do drop them in the chat, because we're kind of caught up now. But I'm not trying to just sell you guys stuff. I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on, because I'm not one of those people who's just like ad in every video, because that's not my style. So yeah, basically there's lots of things going on. It's all very exciting. So yes, I'm glad that everybody's enjoying Discord. I enjoy it as well. Do you enjoy Discord?
Yeah. That's why we made it sort of like, we didn't want to paywall it originally, but we thought it'd be a much easier community to manage.
Yeah, we do keep it closed because, you know, David and I moderate it, and we want to make sure that it does stay a safe space for everybody from all backgrounds and all opinions. You know, no one's going to be rude or anything like that. So that's why it is for people who subscribe to our different kind of services. Yeah, David, you like to go on Discord, but at certain times of the day and that kind of thing, don't you?
RM, like, how have you and David been from apart from first? Do you want an honest answer, RM, or do you want to?
Do you want to come on here?
Come on. I don't want to come back on camera.
Okay, it's just, how are we doing? Not great.
Not amazing, honestly. Yeah, not amazing.
Not great. Joys of life, mental health.
Yeah.
Is not fun. I'm putting on a brave face.
Yeah,
we're both putting on a brave face.
I don't want to. I think it's. Do
you want to just come on camera, because you're just talking? I'm just staring at you.
I'm just staring. I find it really weird going on like watching someone. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Looking for something about parrots, and then they've gone about their mental health. No, yeah, it's we're doing all right, but you know, it's not ideal, basically. So we're doing our best. We're doing our best.
Let's be honest, it's pretty awful right now, but we're still putting out content.
And also there's lots of, you know, Sophie always tells me there's lots of things to be thankful about. You know, we have our flock, we have you guys, we have our place. I have the luxury of being able to play games. You know, I have assets I've been selling. So I want to get a TV back in here. So I was like, okay, how do I afford that? So I just sell off one of my painted armies. So that's what I've been doing, selling off some bits so I can buy some bits, you know.
Wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, I'm quite good at wheeling and dealing. It's I used to be very good at it.
But
yeah, you know, I feel really ungrateful whinging too much. So
yeah, we don't want to be like Debbie Downers, but things are a bit tough at the moment. But I'm sure everyone can kind of relate on some level.
Yeah, everyone's going through.
Things are challenging, but we're still here. We're still vibing. The birds are keeping us busy. You know, they are my reason to get out of bed in the morning. I have no choice because they're going to scream otherwise. But yeah, I'm very grateful for a lot of things. I'm grateful for all of you for being here and everyone who's watching it back if you weren't able to join us live. Joe's joined channel members. Thanks, Joe. It's very sweet of you. You get a little custom chibi picture next to your name. So, yeah, I'm thankful for everyone who consumes our content and enjoys it and shares it. You know, we really appreciate you guys sharing. What?
I can't use the emojis because obviously I'm not a member.
Oh yeah, David's not a channel member. I mean, he's just not allowed the custom emojis. And yeah, there's just been a few things that have been difficult, but we're also really excited for all the things that we have going on. Very thankful for the birds. Thankful that not every day I'm in agony with my eyes, just pain instead. You know, we won't go there, but basically things have been tough. We'll be fine. And more content coming up. And as we always say, we really want to hear from you guys about what you'd like to see on the channels and on Discord. because, you know, we want to make content that you guys enjoy as well. So if you ever have any video suggestions, please do ping us a comment, message, DM, whatever you like, anytime, because we get a lot of inspiration from you guys about what you'd like to see. So we can incorporate that into our bits and pieces. Carrie, all right, can I just clarify right now? I'm not having like a...
We ain't on the beg.
I'm not on the beg, and I don't even know what to say. I'm not sort of sharing this with you because I'm like, oh, you guys like send me stuff, buy my stuff. That's not what I'm sharing. I'm just trying to be real with you, because some people hide this sort of stuff and pretend that everything's fine all the time, and it's not. But I think it's more important to be honest about things like mental health, and, you know, we all struggle in some way, and you're not alone. But Carrie, you're incredibly generous, and you really did not need to do that. You're already incredibly generous anyway. We really appreciate you, and Twig as well. But that's very, very naughty of you. I don't even know what to say. Thank you very much is what I would like to say, I suppose. But yeah, you say this every live stream, and, you know, you guys are all very sweet, but you don't have to do that.
We don't want or expect extra.
Here he is. He's back again.
We don't want to expect. I've said this so many times. We don't want to expect anything extra from you guys. We want to be like.
We want YouTube
noticed by YouTube or something.
to show our content to
people to actually, you know, use our services.
You know, we appreciate.
Atrocious. Please get me off.
Oh my goodness, drama queen. No, you know, neither of us expect anything like this from you guys, and that's not to say that we're ungrateful. You know, you guys are super generous, and even just watching our videos, we're really, really grateful for that. And any comments and likes and stuff, that all helps our channel. Sharing it with other parrot owners, very, very awesome of you guys for doing it, and all your kind words and every nice comment you leave. We read every single one, and we appreciate it. So, Gina, you're also very naughty. Again, you're also exceptionally generous, and you don't need to do it. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for being part of the naughty club. Again, we say this every time. Again, it's probably the Britishness and stuff, but you don't have to. We like you guys just being here. But thank you very much to everybody who's been so generous today. Yeah, it's very, very
kind. Didn't we say we're going to get some birds out ages ago?
We did. Right, in the comments right now, live chat, whatever it is, who do we want out? Do we want Chip and Fish out, or do we want Pickles and Scampi? Quickly, go. Chip and Fish.
While it's doing that, let them write us a question. Any tips for getting conure used to a new home for those who've moved house? I
would always say try and keep your bird in the keep your bird in the cage for at least a day, so they can get used to the surroundings. Try and have familiar things. So they have places to land, and just try and keep the routine similar as well, and just be prepared for accidents, because it is possible they'll come out and freak out. You want to have your bird first aid kit ready just in case something happens. You can also do like shorter outings as well, so they can kind of get used to being out for smaller periods of time in that new space. And Laura, thank you very much for your generosity again. Very, very kind of you, and you're in the naughty club once again, which is very, very naughty indeed. You are so Laura, thank you. Joe's back in the naughty club. He didn't want to do it. Didn't want to do it once, so you have to do it twice. It's very, very, very naughty, Joe. That's 3 times plus channel membership. You really don't have to do that, but thank you very, very much for that. It's very, very kind of you. Very naughty. I think everyone's saying Chip and Fish.
I've seen a Pickles and Scampi. As everyone's saying, you can't
have all of them.
Because it's filming.
Let's go for Chip and Fish, shall we? Do you want to do the honours?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. For the naughty brothers, I'd love to have Louis and Kipling out one day. I'm sure people are like, why do you never have Louis and Kipling out?
Come here, little man.
And the reason is because Kipling will come straight on this laptop, he'll pull off all the keys, and then he'll end the live stream because he just really likes laptops a lot, and I can't afford to have this laptop ruined because it's our work laptop. So as much as I would love to have Louis and Kipling out, and he'd probably bite my ear as well, because it's the sort of thing he'd do, and he'd be like, good boy, good boy. So they don't come out for live streams, which is a shame, because I think it would be really funny to have them out, but they can't be trusted because they're naughty little boys. So that's why. So yeah, do you want to come and say hello?
I'm going to say hello.
Oh.
You can try. Come here.
Come on, little brothers. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Come here. Where are they going?
I don't think they're in the box, and I don't think they like that. They've never seen that green badge you've used.
Okay, well, Pickles and Scampi then.
Oh, so you want Pickles and Scampi?
If they're not going to be on camera, they'll have their outings and stuff later. No, it's not that we're going to force them, but you guys aren't just here to see me. You're here to see the flock. And if they're just going to go and chew the curtain,
they'll get their outing later. Nice ball.
There's something a little bit different. I've got like a bit of green paper here, which is apparently terrifying. So, yeah. Uh-oh, it's baby Pickles. Pickles, pee. Go, Charlie. Could I please have some treats? Can you come in?
I don't know where we put
they're just underneath the cage. And we'll get Pickles to do a few behaviours. Pickles, pee. Pickles, pee. No, don't help yourself. Right, should we do a few behaviours then? If anyone has any other questions, don't forget to leave them in the chat. We'll probably be around for another sort of 15-ish minutes. So if you have any other burning questions, anything you'd like to share with us, I would love to hear from you. Everybody loves Pickles and Scram. You say hello. Oh, he's such a good boy. Can we flip? Can you flip? Stop, maybe. Oh, good boy, Scram. Little scrimbles. And then can we do wings?
I'm not finished eating, have you?
So something that I'm hoping she's going to do it. Something that we found quite funny, which I made you a Patreon video on, is how you can do multiple cues for the same behaviour. So let's see if we can get Pickles to do it. So we're going to do the wings.
Reinforce.
Just flip around. For the wings, we can do wings. Good girl. So that's one way of asking for wings. And then I can say wings, and she'll do it. But what made me laugh as well, excuse you, is I can also go, and she'll do it, even if I just make a noise. So yeah, with other animals, you also do like different sensory things. Like I've seen sea lions be. I'm going to in a second. Okay, right, Anne. Thank you so much. Like, you do not have to do that. You're generous and lovely, and you really do not have to do that. But I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming to the live stream today. Thank you for being part of the Naughty Club. You are very naughty, and thank you so much for your generosity. It's very, very kind of you. Oh, okay. I'm going to go and poops. Thank you so much. So, as I was kind of touching on, it's really. Really funny how they can do like have different cues, and I've seen things like sea lions and stuff. They will don't shove on your back end. They will do different cues like smell cues, like olfactory cues. You can have audio cues, visual cues, even like taste cues. I've seen like animal training could be really creative. Hi, Scam. I can't handle these birds. Do you want some treats? Who is that? Who's this? Oh, it's a Scampi man. Who's a Scam? We say hello. Hi, everybody. The little babies. Kiss my drum. I love it. He's very cheeky. He loves, I think we've mentioned this before. The birds are getting very excited. We do something called movie time, which is Pickles, which is where we kind of come here. Okay, he's just going to patrol up top on the laptop. We do something called movie time, where we show the mostly the conures some YouTube videos, and they'll just sit and watch them and have their movie time, which there he is. And Pickles and Scampi love it. I love sitting in front of the screen. They're all screen addicts. You know, Scampi will literally be like right here, like, you're going to get square eyes. Did anyone else's parents say that to them? They're in their kids. You sit too close to the screen, you're going to get square eyes. I mean, my eyes were like screwed from the beginning, so I suppose it didn't really matter for me. David does want a treat as well. He does actually like hemp seed. Hemp seed out the shell.
I want a treat as well, yeah.
Hemp seed out of the shell is really tasty, but in the shell, it's very, very crunchy.
With omega-3 as well.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? So I already kind of answered, but the gamer asked, yeah, I've got a loose feather on my bird. What do I do? It's like, leave it.
Yeah,
let the bird deal with it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
There's one other question as well before it sort of scrolls off. From Amy, my green cheek flies on my shoulders, then bites my fingers and it draws blood. I mean, it could use some soft targeting, I think.
Yeah, soft targeting, and I'd also look at the husbandry as a whole, look at the diet. Is hormones a factor? teaching your bird to step up nicely so that if they do flounder, you can ask them to step off before they bite you, or just kind of polishing up step up training is also something that's worth doing too. So yeah. Is he looking for more cheese? Yeah. Pickles P, can you say Pickles P? Pickles P. She's like, I just want treats. Just want treats. Wheeze! So smart. I don't think Olive and Charlie are coming out today just because I don't think I can trust Charlie just yet while I'm paying attention to the live stream and while David's here. Normally I get them out when David isn't here because... But
even if then, that's a lot better, isn't it?
Charlie is doing so well with David. Of course, patrons will know more of the inside scoop. But Charlie flew over to David the other day and instead of biting him, he gave him a little kiss. And then did a few behaviours and then gave him another kiss. So we're doing really well with that. Kipling is loving David at the moment. Even got to give him a little scritch today. He does games with him and singing and stuff like that.
All that hard work. Sometimes the hard work in the long road pays off.
So Kipling,
all the time, really.
Kipling and Louis have been here for about just over a year, and it's taken a really long time to work through their trust, even though they came from a really loving home. Their start before that was challenging, and there were some challenges in their previous home that we were working with their previous owner with. But we've made so much progress with them, and we look back at some of the more difficult times. Like last summer when they first came to us, we had to wear really big, thick hoodies because Kipling would just bite immediately, and it would be quite a bad injury. And that was not pleasant. But also, it was not pleasant was wearing a hoodie all throughout summer. And now I don't have to wear that with him. He still will nibble my. She wants daddy. Daddy. He will still nibble my hand a little bit, but it's so much softer than he used to. He used to just immediately bite to cause an injury, essentially. So that has been amazing to see that progress. And again, a lot of people aren't always prepared for like the long haul. Like sometimes a bird can take a really, really, really long time to trust you or to build out a bond where they want scritches, and that's okay. But it's really important to remember that that can be a thing. You're not necessarily going to bring a bird home and they're going to know who you are and love you. So, yeah, it's been a journey, but it's been worth it because the payoff is that we now have, really, really wonderful birds. Charlie's doing so well, as I said. I mean, he was very keen on me from the start, but he's doing so well and he loves his Olive so much. Like, it fills my heart with joy to see Charlie and Olive now, and he's really bringing her out of her shell and increasing her confidence and things like that. So they are soulmates. They're a match made in heaven. And we're really, really happy. So that was a bit of a ramble. What's that?
Carrie asked, if my bird is fearful of the clicker, should I work on desensitizing it or just use a verbal bridge? Joe suggested you can click your tongue. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, you can click your tongue. Again, when I used to work with sea lions,
sorry to interrupt you. You can use a pen click.
You can use a pen click. It's not quite as clean, but you can use a pen click. It doesn't have to be good. Like, for example, working with sea lions previously, we would use a whistle. So I had to teach myself how to whistle because I never could. But you'd be like, and that would be the bridge. And you'd obviously have to work on that to be consistent. But you could use something like that instead of saying good, because it's very easy to be like, good, good, good. And you want it to be really consistent and neutral, because if you change the way you do it, it's not serving that purpose of pinpointing the exact moment of that behaviour, because we bring too much emotion into some of the words we say. So that could be interesting as well. Yeah, all of our birds, apart from Chip and Fish, have a very nice love story. Chip and Fish, they are brothers, and they have a love-hate relationship, like I'm sure many brothers do, or many siblings. They love a scrap, but they do love each other really. Like, they're always sitting near each other at night time and stuff like that. So, they are funny little boys. David's not even looking at the chat anymore. He's just checking out his analytics. How rude.
Pickles just sat in my head as well. Nothing really.
Yeah, so if you guys have any other birding questions, let me know.
Time's away.
Yeah, so we'll probably be here for another couple of minutes or so. And then we will head off to maybe have pizza. Maybe.
Well, because it's either that or the leftover meal with whatever we can.
I mean, when it's pizzas or leftovers, I think it's going to be pizza. I mean, pizza's good for your mental health, right? I mean, may as well. So, we'll be around for another couple of minutes. What kind of pizza? I'm not sure yet. I kind of change what I have each time. I am partial to an occasional cheese and tomato. We do get from Domino's, because they're the only decent one around here. I say decent. They're hit and miss. I'm also partial to a barbecue-based pizza with whatever on top, veggies, that kind of thing. What are you in the mood for pizza-wise?
Like usual.
The usual, a meaty one. I am not super keen on meat in general. I limit my consumption quite a lot because I don't enjoy it as much. And I think it's just one of the things I do. So I don't have too much meat. I prefer the veggie options, but always barbecue based because so nice. Sweets are good for mental health. You're not wrong. I had an ice cream earlier and it was great. And I will probably have some chocolate later. Normally, you're supposed to eat healthy, but I think sometimes, you have to indulge in all of the good stuff. So, absolutely.
Any last minute questions?
Yeah, any last questions? Otherwise, we're going to wrap it up in the next 30 seconds.
Okay, so Amy's asked again. I'm the third home for my conure. She flies on my shoulder and bites my fingers, draws blood. Don't know what to do with her. So Amy, if you've watched our channels, basically where you start is soft targeting helps a lot. You need to build trust. You need to get the treat motivation right. So find out what your conure's favourite treat is, and then work from there, because that treat is going to help you form a relationship with your conure. You've got a lot of damage to repair, basically, so it could take a lot of time as well. So soft target training, basically, soft targeting. Both our channels have information on that. Find that favourite treat. Don't let her on the shoulder whenever you're possible. If you have to protect yourself, I appreciate it's summer in most of the world. Top half of the world anyway. Then protect yourself, and work through it, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different things to unpick, but treat motivation is really big, and also target training is kind of the fundamental as well. So that's basically it. Can I have Pickles for the last?
Jennifer asked, do you have any tips for training a bird to go in a carrier?
Yes, I did a Patreon video about that a while ago. I guess I should. I mean, it's been a really long time, so I might do one on YouTube now. Sometimes the style of carrier can impact whether they want to go in or not. So having a nice big, you're not going to sit on the laptop. Pickles. It's good to have one with a large area for your bird to go in, so they feel less enclosed. We like the backpacks from Northern Parrots, the nice big ones, but we also like. I think it was King's Cages. I mean, we haven't got one because they're like nearly £500 in the UK, and that's quite steep. But in the US, because it's a US brand, they have ones that kind of open on the long side, these travel carriers. And where's this?
Is it? Oh, it's not. Oh, it's on. Sorry, I want to see how to show it to Amy.
Okay. So King's Cages have some great travel carriers where it opens up really nice and fully and they can step in there. So I will see if I can add that or bump it up higher on my list of videos to make soon. But yes, that was a target stick. We use something called paper party sticks from Northern Parrots, but you can use a chopstick or whatever else it is that you would like to use for a target stick. If your bird is scared of the target stick as well, just reinforce them for looking at it or just being calm around it from a distance, and then slowly you can move it closer and closer over time. Reinforce for looking, maybe a step closer towards it, just not being afraid. That's a good way to go about it if your bird is scared of the stick. Cockatiel treat low in fat. Did you know, guys, that millet is actually low in fat? A lot of people don't realise that. People think that millet, because it's a seed, is high in fat. It's actually low in fat. But it's when all you feed is millet, then obviously that's not a nutritionally balanced diet. So you can use anything like millet. You can, even higher fat seeds are still good because you want your bird to have healthy fats from seeds and nuts. You just don't want that to be the biggest part of your bird's diet, because birds need fat in their diet. Every single cell in your body is covered by 2 layers of fat. So it is essential. But yeah, millet is actually low in fat. And I didn't know that until a few months ago.
So it's a last minute question as well from Annie. Can a cockatiel chill by themselves, or are they always with you?
It's important to allow your bird independent playtime, because if your bird is always with you, then they are going to be too reliant on you for comfort and entertainment and things like that. So it's really important to try and instill confidence and independence in your bird. Again, the confidence presentation that I'm doing at the pet parrot gathering will cover a lot of these things. Also just encouraging your bird to play independently, even if it's near you, and then over time you move it a little bit further away. But we are going to wrap things up now. I really appreciate each and every one of you for being here today and for joining in the chaos. with David and I and the flock. It's always a pleasure to see all of you. So thank you so much for being here today, guys. I hope you are having a wonderful weekend and you're not melting like the two of us because it's so hot. Got to open it, get the birds in, open the windows, and order pizza. So thank you so much for coming today, guys. I hope you have an amazing rest of the weekend and your birds are all happy as well. But yeah, from me and David, Pickles and Scampi, see you later, guys, and take care.